Here's a voicemail we got from Pat right here.
I was just curious why Eddie or Abby didn't have a GoPro on them or some kind of video to show their jump. And if they did, maybe I don't know, but it would have been nice.
It's up. It's on our socials.
And it's awesome.
It went up kind of late yesterday because they jumped and then they had to get home and edit the video.
Right.
But they're up. You can go to the Bobby Bone Show socials too. Go to Eddie, Abby. It's all up there. But they jumped, and a lot of affiliates had to leave before you guys could jump yesterday.
Yeah. That timing we kind of messed up a little bit.
Trust me, I wasn't going to rush the Army.
You can't really rush the Army.
I can't really do the wrap-up sign on those guys. Like, get in the plane, let's go.
Yeah.
But it's up on yesterday's podcast, and the video's up on our Bobby Bone Show social. So thank you for asking that question. It reminded me to say it. Okay, let's go over and do the news.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
Elizabeth Holmes, the CEO of Theranos, who's in jail.
Elizabeth Holmes.
Had 2 years taken off her 11-year prison sentence for wire fraud, and she's now scheduled to be released in 2032.
Whoa.
Holmes, 39, reported to prison in Bryan, Texas, to begin that 11-year, 3-month sentence, but the update now says that she's 2 years minus. It would not provide further comment, privacy and security reasons, but every inmate can earn good conduct time.
Well, that was quick if it was for good conduct.
Some quick conduct, man.
Yeah.
NBC News, I would imagine she doesn't even serve the 9 years. Now, even though it's federal, if they're already cutting time off, she probably has lots of opportunities to make that, right? We also were going to send her money into her little account because I thought it'd be hilarious, just to be her friend. But apparently her husband, they're so rich.
Oh, she didn't need our money?
Yeah, she probably won't notice it.
Yeah. So I'm not going to send money. I just wanted to have a pen pal, like the Bobby Bone Show and Elizabeth Holmes back and forth, sending letters, talking about life.
What if we find another inmate there, send them money, and that way we can get the inside scoop on Elizabeth Holmes?
Oh, wow. Good thinking.
Yeah, an inmate that may not have the hookup she has.
Phil Shady. I'm in.
Do we know anyone else in Bryan?
I mean, all you got to do is go to the website.
Do you see what they're all in for, though?
Yeah.
It tells you what they did?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we may need to have their prison numbers, but yeah, you can look up what they're in for.
Find us one. We'll adopt an inmate.
Just type in some numbers.
Oh, this is a good program. Instead of Big Brothers, Big Sisters, it's adopt an inmate.
Yeah. Solar storm 2025 could cause internet apocalypse. This is the worst headline I've ever read in my whole life.
That scare you?
A solar storm is predicted to hit Earth in 2025, and it could cause all the internet to go out. Authorities fear the cycle has ramped up much faster than normal, and it could knock out the entire internet as we know it. Dang. It hasn't occurred since really 1755 at the level they think it's going to occur. It's ramped up faster than normal. Like I said, they've seen more sunspots and eruptions in the forecast. And so if it happens and it has all these electromagnetic pulses, it could be catastrophic to the way that we have and use and share to the internet.
Whoa. So it ruined the internet back then too? 17?
Yeah, that's why it didn't exist anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember George Washington give me my quill. I need to write this note so I can put this on the internet when I'm done. Wait, what? What was the social? MySpace was probably his.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that was him. Okay,
It was in his top 8.
His top 8 was probably John Adams.
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah. AMC says 20,000 moviegoers are doing the Barbenheimer double feature, which is Barbie and Oppenheimer. Same day, same weekend. Now they're both coming out. Hey, Mike D, come over to the microphone. Here he is, Movie Mike from Movie Mike's Movie Podcast. Oppenheimer looks good because Matt Damon's in it.
Yeah.
That's all I really need to see.
Yeah, it's about the creation of the atom bomb.
Right. And then Barbie looks pink.
Yeah, it looks fun.
A lot of pink.
Yeah, so what's Barbie about, though? I know it's about Barbie, but is it like a parody?
So she exists in the real world, in the Barbie world, and then she wants to leave, so it comes out into our world.
That's amazing.
Like a comedy that adults would find funny?
Yeah, like a very kind of like just over-the-top comedy.
Got it. So both are next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend. Are you doing both?
I'm doing both. Oppenheimer's 3 hours and Barbie's 2 hours, so that's 5 hours.
Barbie's 2 hours?
Yeah.
Oppenheimer's 3 hours?
Yeah.
Dang. So why Oppenheimer? Is it supposed to be good?
It's supposed
really
to be,
good?
It's supposed to be really dark. It's Christopher Nolan who did The Dark Knight, Inception, all those movies, so he always does a really great movie.
Use the atom bomb on the Joker. Batman shows up. And then you're just gonna do it because it's like a thing? Or do you really care about Barbie?
It's fun. It's the pop culture moment.
All right, there he is, Movie Mike. That story's from AV Club. 1 in 3 Americans choose a sleep divorce to save their marriage. I did not think it would be that high. We've talked about sleep divorces, just sleeping into different rooms.
That's crazy.
I didn't think it would be that high. I totally understand, because if someone is snoring or kicks and affects your quality of sleep, and maybe you're not as healthy, you're ill a lot, there are a lot of things when you don't get good sleep that happen to you. But a recent survey of more than 2,000 adults in America shows that couples are first using earplugs, eye masks, silent alarms, and then different beds, and then different bedrooms.
But say you have like a special night, right? One of those special nights that are
Where you
aren't
do
very
it?
often, right? And then you're done, and you're like, all right, peace. Like, how weird is that?
But you're married, so I don't feel like the weirdness would even really matter.
It still has to feel like you're being
I mean,
like
if you're just
used.
dating somebody and then you make out and you hook up and you're like, all right, got to go to my... That's different if you've been married to somebody for a long time because you already understand why it's happening.
Okay.
So poor sleep can worsen the mood and can actually hurt the immune system. The doctor's like, I think it's a good idea. If you're not getting good sleep, do whatever you got to do to get good sleep. That is from the New York Post. A poll of young adults found that almost 3% would rather sacrifice 10 years of their life than give up social media.
What?
That's crazy.
People are stupid.
No
yeah, what are
way.
they thinking?
Respondents were asked to consider what they'd be willing to sacrifice to maintain their social media presence. Trade-offs fell into the following categories: food, drink, hobbies, possessions, career appearance, relationships, and health and life. Approximately 40% of the respondents were willing to give up caffeine, alcohol, and video games. Another 30% were willing to give up playing sports, watching TV, and eating at their favorite restaurant.
What is wrong with people?
And then, again, it's only 3%. But it is 3%, so they would give up 10 years of their life.
Wow.
Bobby?
No.
Okay.
9, yes.
Yeah, don't be ridiculous.
Frontier Airlines has an unlimited flight pass now for $2.99. Passengers can book an unlimited number of flights on Frontier's domestic and international routes. Pass holders can confirm bookings the day before domestic flight departures. The fall and winter pass is currently on sale at $2.99. Now, it doesn't go forever. This is not a commercial, by the way.
Okay.
I don't know that I've ever flown Frontier. So I'm saying this is not a commercial.
I have. They have the cute little animals on the.
Plane? That's,
Yeah.
Not
Live ones?
inside the plane, but like
do you mean?
the artwork.
They're also shipping animals then. That's not...
That's part of it.
You got on a cargo plane, Amy.
It's artwork.
So you can travel from September 2nd through February 29th, 2024. I do see those stories sometimes about people back in the 80s that bought the unlimited pass where you could fly first class forever. It was $250,000.
Oh.
One guy bought 2. He bought him and a companion pass. So that meant anybody. He spent $500,000. And he said he was doing pretty good, but it was still a huge expense. But he's flown millions and millions of miles. And not only that, when you fly the miles, you also get miles.
Yeah.
Oh,
Credits.
that's cool.
So he flies everywhere all the time for free. He's like, it's the greatest investment I ever made. Now, again, you have to have $1 million to do it, but he did it back in the 80s. And he flies all the time, millions of miles. He says sometimes he'll fly to Paris just to have dinner.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
that is what I want to do.
Wow.
That's your goal.
I'm going to buy this pass.
Well, this is not that. And this is
Frontier.
not all life. They don't do lifetime passes anymore.
Oh.
But this is Frontier. And does Frontier go a lot of places? Or just to the
I
Frontier?
fly it in Colorado, but
They only fly to the Frontier?
I don't know,
I'm
man.
not frontiering a lot, just occasionally, sometimes.
Yeah.
A dude sets a record by running 425 miles in 4 days on purpose.
Mike D?
Goodness.
That's what we talked about could
I
Mike
mean,
do that?
probably.
This guy, Phil Gore, he just set a new world record by running 425 in 4 days. It was all part of a ultra marathon. He had to run 102 laps around this course. And again, so if we do 4 days, 4 towards 100, and you can't really divide 4 into 25, but you can do 4 and 24, which is 6, so 106.1 miles
Wow.
a day.
That's a lot.
That's insane.
Sometimes Mike goes on a jog and he's like, I ran 17 miles. Guys, Mike, could you run an ultra marathon, 100-mile run?
I don't think so. I do 40 a week. That sounds like a lot.
What's the next move for you, though? Is there some high goal that you have for running, or is it just to keep going?
It was a marathon, and I've done that twice. I don't want to do it again. I couldn't do any more than 26.2.
You could.
That's a lot.
You could. 106.2, 106 and a quarter is what he ran a day,
That's unbelievable.
officially. Okay, there you go. That's the news. Thank you.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
Luke Combs, Fast Car, Bobby Bone Show. Big day on the show yesterday as Eddie and Abby went skydiving. They had never been. They were super excited. Then they got super nervous. Then they lived. They're here today.
Yeah, we're here. We're here.
Big day. I called Daddy last night at like 9:30, and I was like, how you doing? He goes, I'm exhausted. He's like, it's been a long day. That adrenaline.
Yeah.
It's there. You're so tight. And then you land, and you're just whooped.
It's the highest of high, and then you just come down. You're like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah. How do I even
Go
live
back
life
up.
now after having that excitement? So, Abby, you made a list.
I did.
Your 5 thoughts about skydiving yesterday. Number 5.
Okay, that would be like I can see why people get addicted because it's like the highest of highs. And I'm thinking about it and I'm like, what if I go solo? Like, what if I keep this up? That's what I'm thinking next.
So you want to go and train and then jump by
Yeah,
yourself?
because my instructor, he said he was going 5 times that day.
Really?
I was like, I want to go again. They wouldn't let me go again. But
I have no need to do it again. I did it. So I think it just depends what kind of person you are. I am not an adrenaline junkie, and I've done a lot of stuff. And I think the reason I've done a lot of stuff is because I'm not, and I hate it. And so all these TV shows would get made about me doing stuff I don't want to do. So it's like, watch this guy. Worst thing ever. So, but you're someone who likes that, huh?
yeah, I might do it. There's a place like 45 minutes away. So
You might do
I'm
it or you're going to do it. Is this going to be like Scuba Steve
Oh.
writing a movie?
Yeah, exactly.
A TV show?
Well,
Eddie might give a kidney.
might.
I
Yeah.
might.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's a lot of mites.
That's number 5. Number 4.
Okay, so I heard Eddie said that I was crying because I was so nervous. And I was like, I was not crying at all. I'm pretty sure he was more nervous than me.
Your eyes
he
were
say
red.
that?
Your
What?
eyes were red. I looked over and I saw red in her eyes, and she was breathing heavily. Looked like crying to me.
I don't know
She was
about that.
breathing heavily with red eyes. Maybe she was doing a little something else, Eddie.
He's the one in the bathroom all the time.
Yeah,
so-
you had to go to the bathroom 6 times in 30 minutes.
It's a thing that I have. Like when I get nervous, I have to pee, even though I don't pee. I just go to the bathroom and nothing comes out, and I'm like, well, all right, go back up.
That happens when you get nervous. You have a
Yeah.
bladder infection?
Yeah, I guess I do. It happens all the time. Like when there's something big coming up, I feel like I have to go to the bathroom all the time.
All right. Number 3.
Okay, so this next one is funny. Eddie did not do the one thing that they stressed the whole day. They're like, if you don't remember anything else, do this one thing, and it is arch back when you jump out.
Like
You
a
know,
banana. Like
yeah.
try to banana your body. Yes.
Right. He jumped out. It looked like a frog. Like his legs looked like frog legs because he jumped out right before me. And I just looked down and I was cracking up.
So you didn't remember that at all.
You're jumping out of a plane. I
But they
wasn't
said
thinking.
the one thing you remember.
is be a banana.
Yeah.
Dude, I eventually did. I think about 15 seconds into
When you
my
were
dive.
landing, right when they were coming on the ground.
right.
when the
banana.
parachute was coming out.
Y'all were wearing yellow. You were a banana.
That's true. They did everything possible.
That's
I
what they
can't
said.
believe they let you pull the cable, the
I know.
cord for the chute.
I didn't want to, and he's like, "You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it."
I would
Or
just be
else-
afraid I'd rip it out. And all of a sudden I'm holding the cord and you're still falling and no parachute out.
I would have said no. I'm not doing it. You do it. I would have declined.
Yeah. Or I'd have forgotten.
Well, it is funny because you don't know how hard to pull it. Like you've never
Yeah.
pulled a parachute before.
Next up, Abby.
So I gotta say these army guys are total BAs
Yeah.
because like they are nice, they're funny, they're efficient, like they know what they're doing. They're gonna keep you safe, and they are real men.
Sounds like Abby's in love.
You know,
I'm just saying.
hear her?
yesterday, Abby, you said you didn't fall in love with any of them. I feel like you had a night to think about it, and maybe you've changed.
I was looking. No, I was just looking back, and I was like, "Dang, those were real men." That's like,
Oh my God!
Abby!
she keeps saying it.
Real
Well, they
men?
need to be like highlighted because that's what.
Because what?
Is that
are
what they need to be?
What are they?
Yeah.
Abby, what are they?
Real men.
Yeah.
What's an example of not a real man?
Us, obviously.
Well, I didn't.
I feel like that's why she was saying that to us. Like they're an example of real men.
I was like, it's nice to be a real man for once. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
Listen to
That was a
her.
joke.
Abby, did you have the little giggly for one of them or no?
No.
Abby.
No or
No, they were
no
all
or
just-
no yes.
No, but they're
No, but they're
Okay,
real
no
men.
yes. So no yes.
nothing.
Are they all married?
We didn't talk about any of that.
You don't have to talk about it. You can look on their hands.
No, they don't. A lot of times they don't wear their ring when they're working.
Yeah, I don't think any of them were.
I didn't see
There was
rings.
one that was wearing a ring.
It can get
That checked
caught
us
on
in.
things, and it's a hazard.
Okay. Are you an expert in parachute hazard?
No, but I was married to someone that was in the Air
A
Force.
pilot, though.
A pilot, and he would often not have his ring on, and that's because it could get caught on something. He wouldn't wear it when he would fly.
Yeah, me too. I don't wear mine
But like
at work.
but like a jump. You're probably right. And you
Listen,
don't wear yours because why?
Hazards at work.
Get caught on something.
Yeah, get caught on something.
Abby, are we at number one?
Yeah, final one.
Go ahead.
So
If it's about real men again, I'm
I
about to
thought, yeah, I
Go
was, I
ahead.
thought it was them.
it is. No. So I feel like I had like a spiritual awakening during this. I've never had this, but once the parachute is pulled and you're up there, you're just floating, and it is so peaceful and quiet, and you just realize your purpose in life. So
I completely understand. It's something you've never experienced. I've had it happen to me a couple times. I was on laughing gas yesterday. I had to get my tooth. I have that every time I'm on laughing gas. Where I'm like, where I go, let me prioritize life. I have these. I've never been high, and I wonder if that's what being high feels like. Because everybody's like, you get high and you dream up all the stuff where you create. But I do laughing gas. I have some sort of weird nerve thing in my mouth where even if they numb me, I still feel it a lot of times. And so I go, hit the gas hard. It's a note in the thing, hit the gas hard. But I start to go like black in my eyes, and then it's like I'm floating in space, and I'm like, man, it's about love. You know? Relationships and love, that's the only really thing that matters and lasts. And I start having these... And then I come out of it, and I tell myself, and I know what's happening, and I'm like, you have to tell yourself this when you're out of this. Like whenever every other stimulus is making you think and react, you have to remind yourself. It almost feels like when I'm in the shower and can think clearly because I'm in the shower and there's nothing else, and I really can be super creative in the shower. But it's that times 100 when I'm on laughing gas because there's nothing to distract me.
Wow.
And I'm just floating in space, and I think I have those moments. And one, how do I get laughing gas at home?
I'm sure there's a way.
And then two is that, let me ask Scuba Steve. Hey, Scuba Steve, I'm just going to call to you generic randomly. You know, who knows? You just drew your name.
Yeah,
is that like being high?
I was going to say that there may have been a time in my life when I'd be around the right people. You get really creative. You start thinking about life. You start reflecting on things. And then you come out of it and you're like, what happened? You don't remember a lot of it.
Oh, you don't remember?
No, I mean, there's things that I remember. I try to take some notes and I'll look back on my phone and those notes don't make sense in my head from when I wrote them down.
Does it feel like what I explained about being on laughing gas? Where you're just at peace and you're like, oh, now life makes sense.
Well, it's all about your surroundings and your settings and the people you're with. There's different feelings you have around different people.
My Dr. Tremblay, a dentist.
I would be very relaxed. Yeah. Very relaxed and at peace, yeah.
I think it's because you're in the now. Like you're not in the past or the
What about
future.
being
Like,
drunk?
You're in the present.
Nah.
I've never been drunk either, and I always think that looks fun.
You get sick.
You do stupid stuff when
That's
you're
not
drunk.
the same.
It's awesome.
I just got two different.
Yeah, no, but like it is
Tell me
awesome.
tell me it's not awesome doing that stupid stuff.
It's awesome, but you don't get creative. You actually get lazy.
I don't
It's
know.
like-
You get creative. Eddie and I were at a club in Vegas one time. We hopped
danced.
we danced for 3 hours on like beating that beat like Jersey Shore.
Dun, dun.
And
See, that's fun. I've never
No,
just been able to
it's so
relax
fun.
like that.
Yeah, but
So
we weren't
fun.
contemplating our life. Like we weren't thinking like, all you need is love, man.
You
We were
know
just
your
hopping on one leg for
purpose,
3
your-
hours.
your
we were
purpose is
jamming to the
dancing.
music, and I mean, we were lost in the music and the atmosphere.
That was crazy.
and didn't realize it'd been 3 hours or whatever. How long? I mean, we were dripping sweat when we're done.
That sounds fun.
I think
And then
something
I
else
woke up
was
the
in
next
his
morning,
drink.
and I couldn't walk because I'd been hopping on that one foot.
Yeah, my right leg.
I was
hurt.
in so much pain.
What kind of dance was that?
It was just a hot
Jersey
dance.
Shore, beat that beat,
Bump,
beat that
bump,
beat.
bump, bump. And then we would high five everyone that was coming in the bar, like high five.
And
then
you guys only drank alcohol.
that's it.
That's it, man.
I don't know.
And do you know, was there anything put in your alcohol?
Right.
Maybe.
I don't know, but did you
Jeez.
see that one guy in Vegas?
What happened? Oh, the guy who.
He got naked and jumped up on a poker table.
Oh, okay. There's two different stories here. So tell me the naked one.
The guy was at a bachelor party, and I guess now he's saying he was drugged. But he took off all his clothes, jumped up on one of those like 3-card pokers, like in the middle of the floor, got naked, and was throwing his junk at everybody.
Fully naked?
Fully naked.
I'm surprised somebody didn't tackle him before he got up and did like more than one beat that beat like you guys.
All right.
And he was doing his
We got it.
genital stores, and then he was
Okay.
opening.
Yeah, you said that.
on
But-
earth?
And then he was opening his butt and showing it to everybody.
Okay.
And then security had to tackle him.
That's like
Wow.
Jim Carrey.
Dude, the video
yeah.
is incredible.
You mean like, do you have a mint?
like
Yes.
it is.
You see in the video all the things, or they blur it out?
Oh, they blurred it, but I mean, he
Okay.
is in the middle of a packed casino. Like it is just like wow.
That would be so wild that I don't think I would run from it. I would just pull my phone up and record it.
Yeah.
There's a naked guy on a table. And then Eddie, yours was a hostage thing.
Yeah,
that
I
was
just saw
bad,
the
too.
headline. What happened?
So the guy held somebody hostage and started throwing furniture out the window.
Yeah, so they were getting complaints about domestic situation in the room, and the guy barricaded himself in the room, and he was like, "I got a gun and I'll shoot her," and then he broke out the window of and they were on the 21st floor, and he started throwing the furniture
my
from the
goodness.
21st floor.
Was it
out.
Virgin Hotel?
No, I was at Caesars.
Was it Caesar's Hotel?
Yeah, and he started throwing the furniture out the window, 21 stories down to the pool. So they had to evacuate the pool because there is furniture flying out the window.
That's why they were evacuating the pool. I saw people were like, There's stuff landing in the pool. The Caesar's pool.
Yes, like
Got it.
couches and like chairs and whatever's in the whole room. He's just throwing it out the window.
Was he drinking?
No, dude, he's totally sober.
Turns out they were living that transient life and they had been on a drug binge.
Transient, like they were homeless?
Supposedly.
How'd they get up in the room?
Don't ask me. Guess they bought a room for the night. Like they had been on
Don't
the.
ask him.
No, I just did.
From what I read in the story is they'd been on the strip for a couple weeks or a week, whatever, just on a drug binge, and then I guess they got a room for a day, and he could be seen in the videos.
It says extremely high.
Yeah.
He doesn't. It looks normal. I would just think that was a normal dude, though.
Yeah, he was like
Just hanging.
32.
The other guy looks normal too, as in you don't expect him to be butt naked on a table. I see him butt naked on the table. It's like, Amy, if you're doing the thing where you go and you put your feet in stirrups to get the doctor to check you out.
Yeah.
He's like doing a dance too on his butt, like that,
Okay.
like kicking his legs out.
Well, thank you. I mean, that helps me understand. That's a good.
I mean,
way to
I
describe
definitely
it.
wouldn't run. I'd get my phone out and I'll be like, Lunchbox is not gonna believe this. And I would record it.
And what's so funny is the dealer just kind of backs up and just stands there. Like, I mean, like, oh,
Yeah,
you
he
know,
doesn't look threatening, and he doesn't have any weapon. His only weapon's the one you mentioned 7 times in
Right,
8
right,
seconds.
right.
It's not gonna hurt
Oh,
anybody.
yeah, his.
Yeah. Okay, Abby, thank you for sharing that with us. Everybody, I'm proud of you guys. You jumped.
Thank you, man.
You
That
had a
was-
life
Hey,
experience.
Eddie, were they real men?
I mean, they were dudes. Like,
Well, Lunchbox called one of them a woman on the air.
dude,
and it
Your
was so
guy.
awkward.
I don't understand
It
what
was
happened.
so awkward. We're on the air, and Dusty,
Yeah, my guy,
Eddie
my
goes, you
tandem
want to talk to
instructor.
Dusty? And Dusty comes on and goes, hey, how's it going? And Lunchbox goes, I think Dusty's a chick or something like that
No,
immediately.
you go. You said something about it being. I said, dude, it's a girl.
And then Bobby goes, "Hey, are you a guy or a girl?"
No, Bobby
because
said,
I had
called
to
her-
address it.
Bobby called her a her, and she goes, he said, oh, I'm a dude. It happens all the time. Like, oh.
I heard him just say on the phone, like, oh, no, I'm a guy. My voice just sounds like that. I'm like, oh, my God, what are these guys asking?
Exactly. Okay, hold on. We'll be back. Lisa is on the phone in Washington, D.C. Lisa, what's going on?
Hi, how are you? Morning, studio.
Morning.
I love that. That's so fun. I was calling because I was listening to all of your at-peace moments of being on Laughing Gas or with the skydiving, and I was wondering if any of you had ever fainted before and had the same feeling, because that has happened to me.
Fainted, though, feels to me like physically something went wrong. So I guess I'd want to know what happened to you. The only time I've ever almost passed out was when I was in that Blue Angel, and we hit like 6.5. What's the word?
Mach
3. No. G's.
Oh, G's. Yeah,
6.5 G's without a G suit on, which I
Yeah.
learned with that. Only had a G string on, but not a G suit.
Oh, boy.
And my eyes went black, and you see me in that video just go down because I can't see, and I kind of pass out, but then the plane flips over, and I come awake again.
But eyes open. And
eyes open, it's
vision
black.
goes black.
Yeah,
That's
you can't see.
crazy.
And it's like, oh my God, because your blood's leaving your head.
Wow.
But so my feigning experience was not like I'm having a meeting with God or like I'm feeling like I'm in a higher place or some clarity. It was like I might die. So what is your pass out, your fainted moment, Lisa? Why did you get to have that when you fainted?
Well, my husband had a traumatic accident, so he was taken into the hospital, and they let me go into the room and see him, which was a big mistake. And he was all pale and propped up with all things, and because he had dislocated his hip and things were not where they should be. And just the sight of him, I hit the floor. And so all I remember is him saying, "Somebody catch her." And then I remember kind of just being, I don't know, just really relaxed and just at complete peace. And then the next thing I know is my eyes are sort of opening, and I see this circle of heads just looking over at me. And I was like, oh, my God, what just happened? But it was the most relaxed and the most at peace I'd ever had. So, and it happened again when he finished his surgery and they let me go in and see him again. I passed out again, and that time I was I hit the bed on my way down, so it wasn't as easy that time.
Yeah, that
and
one doesn't
so
feel peaceful.
I remember people like,
That feels concussion-y. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't as good. But the first time, it was the most relaxed. So I was just wondering if anyone had ever experienced that. So yours just sounded more traumatic as well, which is not good.
I passed out once. I remember. I was young, a teenager. Friend was in a car wreck. Maybe I was 20. And they were like, hey, if anybody knows what kind of blood they are, then you give blood. He needs some blood. So I went up to the mall to give blood. And I still don't know what kind of blood I am, like an idiot. And I remember walking to Chick-fil-A and I passed out in Chick-fil-A because I gave too much blood and walked out immediately in the same circle of heads over the top like a TV show. And all I remember thinking was, what crap just happened? Can I have a chicken sandwich? That was it. There was no peace there. Anybody ever passed out, though, aside from the peace part?
No.
I pass out every time I throw up.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Like whenever I throw up, I pass out. I wake up on the bathroom floor.
But do you throw up a lot?
Not a lot. But recently, whenever I've gotten sick, if I throw up, I pass out. And so, luckily, when I would drink, I wasn't a thrower upper. Thank goodness, because I don't know what. But when I am sick and I throw up, pass out.
So then, when you're throwing up, do you put yourself in a place because you know you're gonna? Do you do this? It comes out, and then on that release, or does it happen and then you're just sitting there? But when does it happen?
I can feel that I'm gonna throw up, so I'll go get by the toilet or the bathtub. And
the fact that you throw up in a bathtub is wild. But if it's because you pass out, that's a different story.
No, because I think it's gross to puke into the toilet because you poop in there, and so I don't want.
What about where you bathe?
But I don't want to stick my face in there. You can clean. You can clean.
Got it. Okay, that is fair. But you're also somebody who doesn't care about gross.
Yeah,
exactly.
But there's poop on this. I mean, you can.
That's next level gross.
Does nobody clean your toilet?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
I mean, the water does when you flush.
That's not cleaning.
Nope.
So sometimes it's when I'm puking. Sometimes it's before I even puke, I pass out. Like there was one time I was sitting on the couch and I'd been throwing up all day. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to puke. And I'd been passing out all day too. And I got up and I started walking to the bathroom. And when I feel the sweat on the back of my neck, that's when I know I'm about to pass out.
Ugh.
And I was halfway to the bathroom and I was like, I'm not going to make it because I felt the sweat on the back of my neck. And I tried to grab on the molding of the wall. Like I just tried to grab on the frame. And I guess I went down because I woke up to my wife running down the stairs and going, "That's not funny," because I guess I was past that. Like my head.
You know why? Because you play too much, and when you don't play, she thinks you're playing.
Yeah, and she said it looked like a dead body, like on CSI. Like my head was against the wall, my leg was bent backwards.
Dang.
And she goes, "That's not funny."
So you fell all the way because you were still walking.
Yeah, I was still walking.
I wonder what in your body, what's triggering that.
And have you talked to a doctor? Because I'm worried about you passing out on your back and then you throw up and then you die.
I have woken up where I have. I guess I was gonna throw up in the toilet and I didn't make it, and then I'm laying there and I'm laying in my vomit, my face.
That's so sad.
But
yeah, like.
But when my wife found me,
people have died. People die for, like John Bonham, the drummer for Led Zeppelin,
like
died,
Knight,
I believe.
Like Knight from Real World, New Orleans.
His
too.
name is Knight from.
Yeah,
the guitarist for Def Leppard. Same thing.
But yes, luckily my wife woke me up and I army crawled to the bathroom and made it to the toilet. Didn't puke on the ground.
You went with the army crawl because we talked about the army earlier, and you
No,
felt like
I
that's a
literally
real man
army
thing.
crawled.
Manly
Like I was like, I can't get up.
U.S. Army. Yeah.
And that's the scary part is when I pass out. When you come to, it's like it takes you a few seconds. Like, where am I? And the ground, you're really heavy. Like, oh man, it's
Like dead weight heavy.
Yes, so
I wonder
strange.
if there are many doctors out there that can tell us what's going on with Lunchbox.
Oh, when I went to that one time, my wife found me and she thought it was a dead body. She took me to the ER and they did where they checked my heart, a cardiologist test, a cardiogram.
Yeah.
Like
Something
an electrocardiogram. Would
Yeah,
be
they-
one
they-
of the terms.
Echo.
I'm not a heart doctor. I'm a
maybe
doctor of letters.
Yeah, but they
That echo.
they started hooking me up to all sorts of machines. They were like, that is not normal. I didn't find nothing.
Wow, you should submit
You just gave
yourself
up.
to
Oh, I
science.
mean, who else am I going to talk to? If the doctor doesn't know, who do I go
What's
to?
There are
one
more
doctor?
doctors.
Yeah, that's not. You didn't go to the only one.
Yeah.
True. I don't know what kind of doctor you would go to.
There's
for that.
lots of
Lots of doctors. There's more than even that kind of doctors. A lot of them.
Yeah,
And they're all different levels. Like
That's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, if any doctors
scary.
out there could tell me why I pass out when I throw up, it would be awesome because now I build a fortress around wherever I'm going to throw up, I put pillows or clothes.
Are you a violent thrower upper?
Yes.
That's probably part
No,
of
no,
it.
but
But he's not even throwing up yet.
I'm not even throwing up yet,
Yeah.
and I pass out.
But you're probably already
Are you so
thinking.
freaked out about it? Do you think it's psychological?
no,
Yeah.
no.
When did the passing out start in your life?
It started when I was living with my parents and I got sick one day and I told my mom, I was like, Mom, I think I almost passed out. She goes, yeah, right. And then I threw up later and she heard a boom and I was on the bathroom
So
floor.
you were 20 something?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
That's scary.
He's not doing it to get attention, like go viral.
Not convinced.
Okay.
Hey, Eddie, not convinced.
That's what I'm saying.
no, I
Boy that
believe
cries
it,
wolf,
and
not convinced. That's all I'm saying.
I'm concerned.
Yeah, me too.
More so than I have been because I know he's told us this before, but now I'm like really worried and thinking he needs to submit himself to a study.
Yeah.
Where they make
do
you
that.
throw up.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's put you in a study.
Yes, you can
Let's put
induce
you a whole
the-
year, like they do in space.
I'm just gone
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah.
We can make him throw up right now.
Yeah.